Hey, what's up, guys? Finally back with another match analysis video. I'm actually getting my first touch already. Get a 1-2 with my 6. I play it back to him, and then we're just recycling possession. I'm going to actually keep playing this out before I do my intro because I got really early action here. We're playing this ball forward. I'm sorry about the camera adjustment. My 10 plays me through, and I have a shot after Micah plays me. It's just a hair wide. I'm sorry they're still adjusting the camera for our first big chance of the game, but that's how it goes. Anyway, guys, I haven't done a match analysis video in a long time because the past 6 matches I actually haven't gotten the video for them. And there have also been 2 in between that weren't filmed. So I've played actually 8 games since the last match analysis video, which is really annoying. But we're still trying to figure out how to get a hold of the footage. We don't want to pay for it if we can avoid it because it's like $300. It's something ridiculous. But yeah, that's how it goes. Hope you guys enjoy this. This ball's actually coming forward to me again, and I just sort of pop it back to my center back. So my 6 is on the ball here, and he's going to play me out wide. I'm going to see Micah. I'm just going to play it forward to him and continue my run. He's going to play that 1-2 with me, and then I nutmeg the defender, but luckily for him, he's able to get his body in the way. I don't think he knew much about it, in all honesty, but in the end, good piece of defending. My left back tries to play that forward to me. I take a heavy touch, goes out of bounds. So Matt's pretty central here. He slips Micah through, and Micah's going to send in a decent cross. It's just a little bit behind me, so I'm just sort of throwing my foot at it, but I can't really get any contact on it. It's a bit unlucky, but he puts it into a decent area. So Fredericksburg puts in this corner. I head it out just sort of the best I can. I'm sure I got 2 hands on my back, so couldn't really clear it exactly the way I wanted to, but we end up getting a goal kick out of it anyway. So good defensive piece. So now Fredericksburg have a goal, or not a goal kick. The keeper was on the ball, and I make that tackle. I slip it into Micah. And he tries to slip it over to Matt. Matt should probably be a little bit more central there. He's not used to playing on the wing. This is only like his second time playing there. So, yeah, he, just something to learn from for him. Fredericksburg throw this ball in, and we're just sort of overcrowding them. I'm going to come over to intercept, play it back to my midfielder, and unfortunately, it's just a little bit behind him, and he can't touch that the way he wants to with his body, taking his momentum away from him. My left back punches that into my feet a little bit too hard, I think, and then I don't really get a hold of that ball, and it goes out for a throw-in, and we win it back in recycle possession. My keeper's playing this up to me. I flick on this header. I always know where Mike is. We have a good partnership, good piece of skill from him, and then unfortunately his aerial control lets him down a little bit, and he can't slip me through. So now keeper pumps it forward again, takes a bounce, and I just sort of flick this on out wide to my left back, and then I continue my run, pull wide a little bit, and he's just going to recycle possession because he recognizes that it's overloaded. My 6 on the ball again, a bit higher, and he plays this out to me, and this is just so poor from me. Just to break that down, the ball's coming out to me. It takes like a little bit of a hop and goes over my foot. And I just wasn't really paying enough attention. I think I made one of the biggest mistakes that I can make in the attacking phase. I got too excited to go for that one-on-one, and I just didn't touch that ball properly. Good phase of play here. Not the best clearance from my center back, but he does pop it forward. We win that ball. Micah has a good piece of press resistance. I'm making a wonderful diagonal run. Bay plays that into me. I lay it off to Matt. Matt puts it back out to me, and I strike across goal. I'm just a hair wide. The linesman did flag me offside. I think I was actually in line. I don't think I was offside, but that's how it goes. And Matt probably could have played a cleaner pass to me, so I wouldn't sort of have to take that off the bounce. But that's all right. It was a good phase of play. So Wyatt's got the ball here. He's going to slip this out to me, and I get this ball out wide. I'm with my man one-on-one. He's cut off the line, so I cut inside, and unfortunately I take that touch a little bit too heavy inside. The midfielder recognizes that. I should probably recognize that he's there and focus on my close control a little bit more, maybe even pull out of that instead of going for the one-on-one. But, I saw the opportunity, and I took it. I just a little heavy with it. So now subs coming on. Micah gets pulled off, and a left winger is coming on, so I'm going up top in place of Micah. First action here up top, I make a tackle, and then I flick it off to my left winger, and him and my 10, Wyatt, just aren't quite on the same page, and it's an overplayed pass, and we can't counterattack, unfortunately, which was a big chance, so that's slightly frustrating. Goalkeeper punts this ball forward, and I sort of flick that back to my center mid. Not exactly what I was intending to do, but, it sort of worked out that we got possession, but my 10 loses the ball, unfortunately. Clearance comes up. I'm just going to chest that back to Matt, and then I'm going to replace him out wide. Unfortunately, he loses the ball there in the 50-50. That's tough. So Wyatt and I are counterattacking. I'm telling him to drive. He plays me through. My left winger's not making an advanced enough run, so I'm just going to sort of see the gap, and I'm going to run through it. I'm going to have a shot. Midfielder cuts it out really well, makes a brilliant block, but we win a corner out of it, and it was a good run from me. So I'll take this corner, and I'm swinging it in, and it's good delivery. It's evaded the keeper. We get a big chance off of this, but unfortunately we just right at the keeper, and then we lose the ball at the top of the D. So Rowan makes a bit of a mistake here, and now we're sort of 2v2, but, pace, recovery, the tackle was just absolutely excellent from Rowan, making up for his mistake tenfold. So now Mike is coming on for Matt, and I'm going out to the right wing. So my coach, I do get like a little bit of an injury taking me out for a little bit later in this game, but I think I would have played 90 minutes had that not happened. But yeah, I check to the ball here and take a good touch. I slide it inside, and unfortunately he sort of takes that touch behind him a little bit, but it works out because it goes out to Micah. He plays it out to my left winger. I've come really central here, and we win a throw-in high up the pitch. So Nick's got a long throw-in on him, and I end up getting to this ball here, throw a forward step over, sell my man, and then play it over to my 8. It's just a little bit overplayed. I think I should have cushioned that and had him hit it on his right foot. He's left-footed, but, maybe a bit of a mistake for me. Micah goes on a brilliant run here. He sort of loses the ball, but it goes back to Wyatt, and he plays this out to me, and now I make a big mistake here. I've got 3 options. I could play it into the space, I could go down the outside, have a shot, or I could go down the inside and have a shot. And I recognized that I had all 3 of those options, and I just didn't know which one I wanted to take. I should have made up my mind a lot quicker, and I sort of, delayed my decision too quickly or too slowly, and should have made a decision quicker. Personally, I think I should have just sold a shoulder or a step over or something and cut inside, and then just sort of curled one to the back post the way I practice constantly. But I definitely need to be more decisive in the final third there. So I recognize that this header's coming out, and I make a mistake here. I don't know if you guys could hear my coach, but he told me time, and I didn't hear him. Even though he was right next to me, so that's a bit of a strange one, but I should have just brought that down and moved with the ball. So I check away from the ball, check back to it. Didn't really serve much of a purpose in the end, but I got the ball, gave it back to my right back, and he pops that forward, but unfortunately it does not beat the first man, and now we're just sort of overcrowding here, and we win that ball back. Good defending. My 10's got the ball, and unfortunately he's losing it. I had told him to drive, and I think he hesitated a little bit too much. Now another mistake from me here. I came central to receive the ball. I saw a challenge coming in, so I tried to evade it, but it was a stupid decision. I unfortunately lose the 50-50. This guy gets pretty lucky with that, in all honesty, but the reality of the situation is that I just don't need to take a risk there. Even though I thought I could beat him all ends up, there's no point in taking a risk. So Wyatt flicks this on, but he gets fouled, so we're bringing this back, and I'm looking to take this free kick a bit quicker. So I see Micah, I curl it into his path, and unfortunately after he beats his man, he sort of hits the other foot that he's not dribbling with, and it goes out of bounds. It's just, unlucky mistake. It happens to the best. Wyatt cuts this out really well, plays this over to me, and now I'm driving inside. I'm looking for my left winger to make a run, and he's nowhere to be found. So I'm having to back out and play it back out to Wyatt, gets intercepted, and then the second attempt, he's not making the run, and I also overplay the pass a bit. So I don't think I actually made a mistake initially driving inside. My left winger needs to be tighter. You could hear me yelling there. You could hear my coach yelling there. He's nowhere to be found, and I could have played a good ball over the top to him, maybe even gotten him through on goal. So now I'm tracking back, doing my defensive duty, just sort of putting the pressure on and shielding so my right back has a path to play into, and then we can sort of move out and we lose the ball in a bad area, Goalkeeper's pumping this forward. I get the flick on. It's a good header into Micah's path. He should be anticipating that. He should be higher. And then the goalkeeper is probably 5 yards out of his box, has a handball. Refs don't even look, and I'm absolutely livid with that. I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty mad at the linesman over that and said some things that I probably shouldn't have said. But yeah, that's just a blatant handball. But yeah, we're kicking off here again. Rowan plays this out to Ethan. Excuse me. He plays this out to me, and I sort of sliding inside. I try and play my 10, but it doesn't quite find him, and now I'm sort of having to track back and do my defensive duty, overcrowd him, use my body well, and then we can recycle possession, and that's well done for my 6 just to move things over. Sorry about the loss of voice, guys. It's been a lot. But yeah, I got the ball from the throw-in, and I just sort of popped that back to my center back over the head of one of the attackers from the other team, and my goalkeeper actually has to do a lot to evade that. It's a poor pass back from my center back, and he's just going to pump this forward. Micah, unfortunately, his touch lets him down. So we got another throw in here. I get it back, and I put it inside of my 6, and then we just end up winning another throw-in. So now this ball gets played through to Matt. He's dropped his shoulder. He's evaded the challenge really, really well and absolutely sends this guy. Like, that was hilarious. And Alex has a shot with his weaker right foot. It's off the bar, and then it comes off the bar again. Oh, man, he guided that wonderfully, and he loves his left foot. So, yeah, keeper makes a save. This gets pumped out toward me, and I'm just gonna recycle possession back to my right back. He's gonna pump it forward to Micah. He's going to take a great touch, and I'm going with him, but he unfortunately isn't able to play this with enough pace out to me. I should be a little bit further forward, making my run a bit earlier, and now I'm having to track back defensively, and just did my job there. And now he sort of turns out, plays this forward, and then Rowan pumps this out to me. Not the best touch, but, it takes me forward. Now I'm pushing it into the space, and I expect my 10 or my winger to be making the run in there because it's just a large gap of open space. So I don't think I necessarily made a mistake, but I think I rushed that a bit. But yeah, right back throws into me. I back heel it to Micah, and then I'm continuing my run forward. I see the keeper off his line, so I go for the dink, and it's just a hair over the bar. My coach was frustrated with me for that. I think I maybe had an option of crossing to Matt at the back post, but I think I took the right option, just not the right execution. Mike gets on the ball here. He places forward to me. I take my heavy touch down the line, and then I put this into the space where Matt should be coming to the front post. He should be coming narrow because that's where the obvious space is, and he's untracked. But again, he's not used to playing on the wing, so he didn't recognize that, and I should have looked up to see where he was first and maybe tried to play a harder pass. But I cut this out, and then it sort of falls back to my right back and comes up to Micah, comes out to Alex Potters, who's going to switch this over to Matt. Matt takes a great touch down the line, gets his body in the way, and beats the keeper at his near post. You could argue that the keeper's in question, but I do think that's a well-placed finish just above the keeper's foot. Difficult save to make. So now Rowan pumps this forward. I'm just sort of having to put pressure, and I kind of get floored there, in all honesty. And Micah's got the ball here. He's going to recycle it back to my right back, and I'm just going to sort of shield it with my body again, just make some space for him, almost like setting up a pick in basketball. So this throw-in comes in from FC Frederick, and we cut it out, and I get the ball, and I try to play it forward to Micah, but it gets cut out, and I almost get on the end of my own pass, but yeah, we get a throw-in, goes into Micah. He's really having to fight for this. He fights for it really well and is able to work away a space for him to shoot, and unfortunately the shot is poor in the end. The throw-in comes into me. I do a little scorpion flick over to Micah and continue my run. I'm not found again this time, but I've done my job really well. Micah and I link up really well in this game. I think, yeah, I just sort of always know where he's going to be. Bay makes a mistake there. Should have played it to Matt out wide. Nick keeps it alive, but didn't really need to. So good piece of play here. My left back wins the tackle. Matt cuts inside, plays it into my 10. He's going to keep running with it. Alex Potters has another shot from distance. It's barred down, and then I am a yard away from goal. I'm kissing the line, and I just dig my big toe into the ground, and I twist my ankle right as I'm winding up to take that shot. So I just connected with like the top of the ball as I was falling. I missed from literally a yard from goal. It's unlucky, really. Like, I didn't do much wrong. It was just I barely just caught my foot on the ground, and I twisted my ankle, and yeah, I come off for a little bit. You can see me limping off. I'm pissed, really. I'm really pissed. So now, good phase of play here. My left back gets the ball. It's a little bit rocky here, but comes to my 10, Alex Potters, and he's going to sort of work this around. I think he was playing as an 8 at this point, actually. And then Bay plays it into Micah. He's going to lay it back to Alex. Has another shot from distance. The third shot from distance finds the top right corner. Absolutely brilliant finish. Oh, my God. That was so hype. I love that so much. And he deserved that. He had some brilliant strikes in this game. His shooting was on point, and he just deserved that one. That's a highlight reel moment. Left back throws this in. I wanted to highlight this because it's really well done from Micah. He knew that the defender wasn't quite getting to that, so he gets on the end of that and cuts inside, has a shot. It's a comfortable save in the end, but it was well recognized from Micah. So now after about 10-15 minutes, I'm coming back onto the right wing. I don't see a ton of action here toward the end of the game. Our passing in the midfield was rough, but yeah, I do have a couple of good moments that we'll see here. So my right back is throwing this in, and we it comes to me in the end. The 6 plays it out to me, but there's not a ton I can do with that, and we lose the ball. But luckily the shot is tame in the end. So interesting piece of play, my favorite play of the game. My 6 sort of shovels this out, some desperate defending. I come back, and I see that I don't have a ton of options, so I do a La Croqueta, beat this man down the line, beat the second man, play a little Travella pass into Micah, and there's just not quite enough spin on it to put it in his path, evading the defender. But now the argument is that Micah should probably be higher because the offside line is so deep at that point. So I could play him through if he's just a little bit higher because I know he's got the pace. So yeah, it was a good run for me. So John plays this up to my 10 transition. He plays a gorgeous ball into Micah. Another interesting moment. He could have squared this to me for a tap-in if he weren't offside. If you guys could see, the left-sided center back stepped up to set the offside line, and he did really well with that, honestly. And if Micah weren't offside, I would have a tap-in if he squares that. So it's just unfortunate. And now the goalkeeper's playing this forward, and that's the final whistle. So yeah, good game, very eventful. I saw a lot more of the ball on the right-hand side. Had a few good moments, maybe should have been better in the final third. But yeah, I'm overall happy with the performance. And yeah, it's something to build on. And probably not the kind of thing that would impress every single coach there or anything or get me noticed above anybody else. But I do think I was an attacking threat, and I am proud of my link-up play and stuff like that, and sort of my aerial ability in this game as well. So guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you next time. Peace.